What's up, guys? It's Metal again. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Epic Riffs. This week's Epic Riff is going to be Holy Wars by Megadeth. I found it fitting to do Megadeth. Last week we did Metallica, so I feel, maybe we should do Megadeth. Why not? So, basically, we're going to be taking a look at the first riff that is in this song. There's a lot going on in that, so we need an E standard tuned guitar. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to play a lot with chromaticism and our thirds rather than our fifths. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. But for now, let's just take a listen to this section. It starts around 126, so here we go. So we are starting off with that chromaticism and playing in thirds, right? We're playing that chromatic 3 stretch again, and we're playing in fifths. We're going to do the chromatic again. We're playing in a different set of thirds. We're just moving around this idea of playing with thirds and fifths, right? Mostly thirds, right? And then we have this cool thing where we're kind of raising up our notes from... we're going from the low E up to a couple of frets and then playing that back down and then just kind of looping right back into everything else. So there are a lot of moving parts in this. Honestly, it's kind of hard to keep up with everything if you don't know what you're doing. So we're going to have a lot to work with and it's going to take a while. I'm only going to explain the riff the one time because it is repeated 4 times. So once you have it the one time, you just got to remember where your loop is and just do it again, right? And then at the end of that 4th loop, we have a walk down basically. Let's dive right in because there's a lot of moving parts and we need to get through this. So, first things first, what we're going to do, we're playing on these 3 chromatic notes, which are they're D, D sharp, and E, right? All right, so once we hit those 3, we're hitting the low E, and then we're hitting these thirds, which are G and B. And then right after we hit both of those, we're hitting the low E, and then we're hitting G flat and B flat. So we got... Alright, so once we hit that G flat, B flat, we're hitting 2 hits on the low E. Alright, so that's the end of quote unquote section 1. Now we're moving to section 2. We're going to do 3 hits on those chromatic notes again. Plus a low E. And now we're doing an A to A sharp and then back down to A in the same pattern I just did. Hey guys, Future Alan here. Not the first time I'm doing this, by the way. Just you'll see it later. Anyway, so I just want to make a quick correction. I was saying in the episode that we're playing an A to A sharp as a 5th, like so. But I realized that was wrong. And I realized after I had already put pretty much everything away. What's actually happening there is we're playing thirds, and it's an A sharp plus C sharp going up to a B plus D, and then back down like this. And so that section is actually this. So keep that in mind. I'm going to end up playing it wrong in my demonstration at the end. But it's supposed to be the way that I just showed it on this acoustic guitar. I'm very sorry, guys. I realized that way too late. But back to the episode. And then hitting a low E. All right. Now we're going to do those triplets or those chromatic notes one more time. Low E again. And then this time we're playing with our thirds here. So we're hitting E plus G. So, and then we're hitting the low E again. And we're hitting E flat and G flat. Okay? Altogether thus far we have... Alright, so once we hit the E flat and G flat, we're playing 2 hits on the low E. The chromatic notes again. A low E hit. And a power chord G. Hey guys, Future Metal here. I just want to make a quick correction. I know I just said that we were playing the G, but we're actually playing an F sharp, so that entire section is going to go... etc., etc. So, all together so far we have... Alright, now we do this really cool thing where we're going to hit the low E. Now we're playing with thirds again. We have an F sharp and an A sharp. And then we're bringing that up to G and B. And then we're bringing that up to D we're bringing that up to A and C sharp. So far in this part, we have the low E, the F sharp and the A sharp, the G and the B, and then the A and the C sharp. Now we're playing that A and C sharp 3 times. Like that. Now we're going to do this again, except this time instead of going to A, we're going up to A sharp. So far we have. Alright. So once we get to this top note, what we're doing is we're going to come down, and I called it A sharp, but it's actually B flat. Sorry about that. We have B flat and D, because enharmonically that's what it's going to be, right? So from there, we're going to go down to the A and C sharp. Then we're going down to the G and the B. And then we're playing the open A string and the power chord E. So we have. Now we're going to do that a second time from the B flat. Now we're going to do it a third time, except this time, instead of doing it in thirds, we're doing it in fifths. Right? So we're doing our power chord. So power chord B flat, A, G, and then we're going to come back up to A. Now, you don't have to do it that way. You can play the open string if you want. But the reason that I do it personally by going up to the power chord A is A, it gives us a little more power by using a power chord versus an open string, right? And B, it sets me to come back to that chromaticism that we're doing. So, all together we have. Okay, now from here, like I said, we're looping it all again, and this time we're doing it 4 times, all right? And that's the entire verse riff. There is a lot there. You're gonna need to practice this really slow. It's still really hard for me to get it up to speed sometimes. So, all right, so the last thing we're gonna cover is going to be the little thing at the end there when they're ending the verse into the rest of the power chords. So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not entirely sure what the timing of it is, because sometimes I hear it going right, and other times I hear it. So I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I do know what the notes are. And so the notes are gonna be playing this chromatic, D, D sharp, E, and then we're playing A sharp, B, and then that's going to be backwards, so B, B flat, A. And then we're playing A flat, A flat, and G, and then power chord E. So that's all it is at the end of that. All right, guys, so let's see if we can't get this to speed. So that's the riff, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Epic Riffs. I'm sorry it was a little funky in a few spots. Like I said, the timing of that last section always confuses me. I'm not sure what it is, and I haven't been able to find anywhere else that's gonna give it to me properly. And it's so fast that I can't figure it out on my own. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Hopefully you guys can figure out what exactly the timing is, but at least you have the notes so you know what you're playing, right? That was a lot of fun to do that riff. I definitely enjoy playing Megadeth stuff, but by far, Holy Wars is one of the hardest Megadeth songs that I've ever had to learn. So I'm just glad that I can give you guys something like that to work with, you know? If you haven't already, check out the podcast. It comes out every Monday at noon. Epic Riffs, this show, comes out every Tuesday at 11 a.m. If you haven't already, check out the What Ifs. Carlos used to do those What Ifs every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And when they inevitably return, they will continue to be posted on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. I do not mean necessarily every Wednesday. I just mean that Wednesday is their day. And then, of course, we have Verses from Autiemtlhd, and those are Thursdays at 11. Again, not every Thursday, but whenever they come out, it will be Thursday at 11 a.m. So check those out if you haven't already. We have the live stream at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so check that out if you haven't already. Our link tree below also has the episode show-chives for all our previous episodes of the podcast, so you can catch up on previous episodes and see where we're at with all that stuff. We have a lot of fun doing the podcast, and I definitely recommend listening to it if you want to learn about metal. Sort of. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Both of those are in the link tree below. And of course, if you haven't already, pick up some merch. We have hoodies, short sleeve shirts, phone cases for both iPhone and Samsung, and stickers, because who doesn't want a good sticker, right? So check all that stuff out. Thank you so much for watching this epic riff. Peace out.